Mrs. Doubtfire. This is honestly not what I expected. Hello there, namaste. So I finished watching Mrs. Doubtfire, and honestly, I do enjoy the comedy here. Robin Williams plays Robin Williams. He's an energetic, kind of happy, going person who ends up having fun with his kids, and his wife just wants a divorce. She's unhappy because he's the fun parent. She always needs to be the authoritarian. Anytime she tries to do something fun, he ends up overshadowing her. She literally can't exist in the kids' minds because he overshadows her. And you kind of see that, and it's just like, oh my gosh, how are they going to get back together? And that's the thing. I mean, he basically takes on the role of Mrs. Doubtfire, where he's taking care of his kids. He becomes the sit-in nanny for his, well, ex. And so he can spend time with his kids because he's addicted to being a father. That's what he wanted to be growing up. So that's what he's continuing to do. And I gotta say, that hit close to home for me. It's just like, oh my gosh, being a parent, that looks like such a good calling. And you find out as he's sitting down playing Mrs. Doubtfire, why his wife was unhappy, why his wife wanted a divorce, why his wife, it's just like all this stuff really escalates and escalates and escalates. I was thinking, you know what? At the very end, it'll all come together and they will be happy. But the thing is, it's not exactly a happy ending. And that's the sad part. I was like, what the heck? I thought I was going to get a funny movie. And that's what I realized. Like a lot of Robin Williams films, a lot of his films were like that. They would have a bit, a lot of humor. And then they would show like the dark side of it, like the reality of what's really going on. And I absolutely did love it. Absolutely did love it. But I gotta say, I do like how it goes about that, because this is real life. When you start to bring it down, a serious topic, like when it comes to like families breaking apart because they just don't get function anymore, kids having to choose parents, and you throw in a comedy aspect, sure, you can make it entertaining when you have Robin Williams, but if they remove like the way it ends, I don't think I would have been as happy with it. It's like, oh, of course it has a happy ending, but no, you need that messaging. You need that stuff there where it's just like, sometimes it just doesn't work out. You have him at the end playing the role of Mrs. Doubtfire, giving an explanation as to why is a kid's parents separating. Well, it's not your fault. It's not your fault, dearie. It's not your fault. Sometimes parents just can't get along. Sometimes, and as he's explaining, I'm just like, oh my gosh, they're definitely not going to get back together. This is kind of going to be the end all type of situation. They just can't make it work. They just can't make it work. But I do got to say, I love seeing 007 Pierce Brosnan in the film. The fact that he's playing like the hunk of man meat, absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. And of course, you have Mrs. Doubtfire that absolutely despises him and hates him, but he's there because now he wants to get married. I did enjoy that little bit, having him there, just to be there, just to be the other guy. Anyway, I definitely recommend this film. It's one of those you have to go back and rewatch because it actually has a message there. And I think most people probably didn't even notice that as a kid watching. It's there so kids learn something, but when you're a kid watching it, you don't actually interpret it. But when you go back as an adult and you see something like that, it's just like, oh, that actually is pretty deep. Anyway, that's all I got to say on this one. I absolutely do love Mrs. Doubtfire. I absolutely adore Robin Williams, one of the greatest OG comedians. I don't think anyone can really ever top him. You know, it's one of those where they pass away on top, and you start to look at like, where were the signs? And you look at all their films, and it's like there's always those dark tones in the films. Did he insist on them being there, or were that there to begin with and he just loved the role of that kind of situation? Anyway, that's all I got to say. Thank y'all for watching. Talk to you next time. Doodles!
You guys got a video? Why so bad?
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait, like that.